All right, good people. If you haven't already, please make sure you put your first and last name at the very top of the sheet. hmm what class is this? Who are you going? Who's the teacher? I'm gonna hold you accountable for bringing it back because that's a sub, right? Okay, come on. You have to go get it. Send the. All right. This is the 7th week, so we are going to have the essential questions. I'm going to explain the project, so we don't have a warm up. So each day I'm just going through the project. Um, we have our quiz, our test, unit test actually on Monday. No. Okay. All right. So our agenda is as follows. I'm going to go over the project with you. Make sure you understand the next few steps. Please listen and stop running your mouth. Okay. I'm going to go over the project. Then we're going to take some notes on recursive and explicit formulas. For linear functions. And we're going to practice that. No, because it's on the board. I'm just writing this for the video. And that's it. Okay. That's what we're going to do. You do have a group assignment that you're going to do. And then you have an independent assignment that you're going to do. Tonight, you're working on the water park project. And I'm going to pause for the calls. Please write the EQs on the board.
What is the water park project doing?
It's on the board. It's like it's next. No, it's not. It's not next week. It's the week after. It's the 19th. All right, let's write down the EQs. Oh, I forgot. The weekly goal, please. My weekly goal is different from yours. Please write your own math weekly goal. You have your project. You can work towards that. Technology project. You can work towards that. Do a little bit each night for both of those projects. I don't know. Whatever you need to do to improve your grade in mathematics needs to be your goal for the week. The essential questions are on the board. Okay. The essential question for today, I'm not going to have you answer at the end of the week, so I put that over to the side. The essential question for today is just how do you interpret recursive and explicit formulas for linear functions? We're doing that today. The essential questions that we're going to write here, I want you to answer on Friday. Okay. So the first one is how do you find the area and perimeter of shapes created on a coordinate plane. We're doing that tomorrow. And that's going to be pretty easy, honestly. Question 2 is how do you find the midpoint of two ordered pairs? Question 3, how do you find the endpoint? given, the midpoint. How did I word that one? Given the midpoint. And the other endpoint. The last one is describe how to use Pythagorean theorem.
It's not that a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yep. Did y'all do that last year?
No, but my brother did it in high school and I remember.
Oh, pretty cool. It's not that. This one's not that hard either. Okay. This month we are celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. We're just celebrating his life. So every week I'm just going to be putting, for this month, I'm going to be putting just little bits of tidbits and facts about him at the bottom part of the packet. Again, his birthday is coming up. It's on the 15th of January. So we are going to honor him this month. We're also out of school on that day. Whatever that day is. I think I put it on the calendar. All right, you're working on your project for homework tonight. We've already talked about, I've already given you midpoint, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, I did. Oh my God. Do you listen to me when I go over this? Shh. All right, come on. All right, let's do midpoint again. I'm only going to do one because I've already done it before. Shh. All right, here we go. So the formula for midpoint, I'm going to abbreviate midpoint by putting MP. We are going to add the two x values together, x1 plus x2, and divide it by 2 to figure out the middle between the x's. That's going to give us the x coordinate for the midpoint. To give us the y coordinate, we're going to add the two y coordinates together and divide by 2. That's going to give us the y. And divide by 2. Yep. All right, so somebody want to give me their 2 points for the help center, 1 point for the help center, and then for the water. Go ahead, since you asked. What's your ordered pair for the help center? 2, comma 2. Okay. 2, comma 12. Okay. And then what's the? 9, 2. Shh. All right, please listen. What's wrong? Why you keep doing that? Let's stop. Focus on what Miss Reyes is doing right now. If y'all have a question, please raise your hand. Do you have a question, babe? For me? Caitlin, do you have a question?
Oh, I thought you were talking to them too.
Me.
Shh. Do you have a question, though? Guys, do y'all have a question? If not, focus up here so you'll know what to do. All right, so here we go. You're going to label. Come on, do this with me. Did you write this down? These are your points. Label this as x1, y1 because that's the first point, correct? Then we got x2, y2 because that's the second point. Do you understand that logic? So now you're going to use the formula and you're going to add the x's together. So the two x's is 2 plus what? 2 plus what? 9. Divide that by 2. And then what are the two y's? 12 plus what? 2. And divide by 2. Do you understand? Okay, so then my midpoint, my answer is going to be, when I add these two together, what's 2 plus 9? 11. What's 11 divided by 2? 5.5. Do you understand? comma, what is 12 plus 2? 14 divided by 2. This is my midpoint. Do you understand that? Okay, you good? All right. Any other questions about midpoint? All right. Calculating the distance. Have we done this one yet or no?
No.
We did. Yes.
No, we didn't.
No.
No, we didn't.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. No wonder we get behind.
Oh, no, wait, we did do this.
I know. Yes, we did.
No, we didn't. Oh, no, we didn't. I just had to.
Let me pause for the calls. Shh. You're right. It's x2 minus x1 to the second power plus y2 y1 second power. And what are you going to do after that? You're going to square root it all. Shh. All right. Please write it if you don't have it.
And you want us to graph that too?
It's already graphed. The points, the ordered pairs.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Shh. All right, so here we go. So we're going to do 2 ordered pairs. Raise your hand if you want me to use your 2 ordered pairs. Your hand was up first. Give me yours. 0, 7 and 5, 1. All right, so again, you do the labeling. This is x1, y1, first point, x2, y2, second point. Questions about the labeling? Okay, good. Yes, baby?
I have a question about labeling for midpoint stuff.
We already did midpoint.
I just realized they kind of labeled it. When we label a midpoint, do you want us to like mark it midpoint or just
You read the directions at the top. When you're gonna put it in a red marker, like the midpoint when you graph it, it should be in the middle of that line.
So we don't have to like when we place the dot, we don't have to like.
No, because it's gonna be a red dot.
Oh, so it has to be a different color from the line.
It has to, yes. All right, here we go. So here we go. Let's do this one. The distance here is equal to. Please pull out your calculator. All right, so we got the x2 minus x1, and then square it, plus y2. Y2 is 1 here, minus 7, and square it. All right, so now let's, yes, baby.
Don't you like subtract?
You subtract it and then you square it, yes. All right, so in the parentheses, you have 5 here. What's 5 squared? 5 to the second power.
Oh, 25.
25. Plus, in the parentheses here, you have a negative what? No. What's 1 minus 7? Negative 6. Good job. What's negative 6 squared? That's negative 6 times negative 6.
Negative 36.
No. 36. So this is plus 30. That's okay. Plus 36. So now you're going to add those. Shh, any questions? So now you're going to add those together. So what's 25 plus 36? Use your calculator. That's why I told you to pull it out. 61. So now what's the square root of 61? Let's round to the nearest. Let's do 10th place, okay? So we got second x squared, and then we have 61, and that gives you 7 and 8, about 7 and 8 tenths. Let's put the squiggly lines. About 7 and 8 tenths. This is what you write. Any questions about that? Anybody lost? Okay, so this is what you make sure that you need to work on. You got those. Work on that. I'll explain the next part tomorrow. Please put your project away. Any questions about the previous steps beforehand. Guys, please make sure that you're doing a little bit each night. Remember, it's due the 19th. Let's put any questions? Yes, baby. Shh, please hush so I can hear her question. Go ahead, baby. Hush. Square root. Square root button. Shh. Second, x squared here. Do you see it, baby? Press the second, and then x squared right here. I can't see it.
Yeah, make sure it's straight. Yeah,
Any other questions? All right. I'm gonna check your project tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow I'm gonna be checking. So yes. So you need to make sure that if you hadn't completed, you should have already completed the first task, which is the graph. The second task should be completed, calculating the slope and midpoint. All of those should be completed by tomorrow. If not, then you're not on task. And I'm going to start assigning you all some consequences for not being on task, because what happens is your grade is being affected by you not doing what you're supposed to do. So tomorrow, that's what I'm checking, and it needs to be there. Okay. No, oh, I left it. All this other foolishness. Pack your book bag the night before. Okay. All right. Take out your notebook, please. Page 21. All right, this is what I need. I'm going to set the timer for a minute. I need you to look over page 20. Please start right here where it says 20 review. I need for you to read over page 20. I'm going to give you a minute to look over there just to make sure you refresh your memory before I go on to recursive and explicit. I'm going to give you a minute. Please do that right now. We move on. Don't forget that an arithmetic sequence is when you add or subtract to get to the next number. You're adding or subtracting to get to the next number in an arithmetic sequence. Okay. Also, do not forget that the formula for calculating the nth term, such as the 50th number in the list or the 7th number in the list, this is the formula here, where your n represents the term that you're looking for. A sub 1 is the first number in the list. Again, the term that you're looking for. D is the common difference. Your D is a positive number if you're adding to get to the next number. Your D is a negative number if you're subtracting to get to the next number. Any questions about the formula? Please study the formula because you have to know the formula by heart. It is not given to you. Okay? Are there any questions? Yes, baby.
So, if it says like subtraction, we replace it with addition. If it says addition, we replace it with subtraction.
I have to say that one more time because
So,
I don't understand what you said. I feel like you said it backwards. Listen to what you say also, okay? Go ahead.
If it subtract, like if it says subtraction, don't we do addition?
No, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
When you say that you're solving an equation, I'm thinking that what you're saying is inverse operation. That is where you do the opposite. This is not what this is. This is pure substitution and order of operations. So you're not using inverse operation here. You're using order of operations to solve. Do you understand? Okay. All right. So let's go. And this is page 21. And we're going to do recursive and explicit. Q2, page 21. recursive and explicit formulas. All right. Recursive and explicit. So we're going to write the definition for them both so we can compare the difference. We got recursive formulas and we have explicit formulas. Recursive formulas are going to be those formulas or equations where you need the previous numbers to figure out the next numbers. So any formula that where you have to use the previous number to get the next number is recursive. It's repetitive. Okay? So recursive formulas are formulas or equations for that matter where you must use the previous number to get the next number. And I'm going to say in a sequence. Pause for the cause. Some people are still writing. Explicit. Those explicit formulas are formulas or equations. I should put plural, sorry. Where you can substitute the term that you are looking for to get an answer. Or output for that matter, okay? And I should probably put in a sequence. We're going to do some examples of each. We're going to deal with recursive first. All right, so with recursive, it's any formula or equation where you have to use the previous number in order to get the next number. You can't just substitute a number in to get an answer. So any formula or equation where you have to use the previous number to get the next number is a recursive formula. So we're going to deal with those first. I'm going to give you an example. Okay, let's suppose that I have this. I'm going to use what you call a next now equation. Sounds weird. It's okay. It is weird. This is the first example, next now equation. To write a next now equation, this is what it looks like. You have starting at 5. So let's say I'm going to start my first number. My first output is 5. And my next number is equal to whatever the current number is, the now, plus 7. This right here is recursive. It's recursive because I can't just plug in a number and get an answer, okay? So if I'm trying to find the 5th number or the 7th number in the list, I've got to repeat this 7 times. So my first number is 5. What would my next number be? 12. How does he know it's 12? Because you're adding 7 every time. So what's the next number going to be? 19. How do you know it's 19? You're adding 7 every time. What's the next number? 26. And so on and so forth. If I want to figure out the 15th number in the list, I got to do this 15 times. This is recursive because of that. Any questions about that? The type of recursive formula is called next now. This is the type. Okay? I'm going to do another one. This is another type. Let me use this example. Let's suppose that we have, and you can use any letter, but I'm going to use the one that's on this paper. Let's have T sub 1. That's the first number in the list because the subscript is 1. Let's say that the first number in the list is 3. Okay? First number in the list is 3. These are 2 different examples, sorry. And let's say that T sub n is equal to, and we got T sub n minus 1. Let's add again. Let's add, give me a number, a small one. 4. Okay. This is recursive. My first number is 3. What's my next number going to be? 7. How do we know it's going to be 7? Because I'm adding 4. What's my next number? 11. You had a question, baby? I'm sorry.
Is the T meaning anything, or like, is it like, is there like an important meaning behind it?
No, you can use any letter you want. It's no important meaning. T sub 1 is just saying the first number in the list. If I do T sub 2, that's the second number in the list. So on and so forth. Now, right here where you got n minus 1, the only reason why it's n minus 1 is because it didn't give you the 0 number. It gave you the first number. That's a good question. All right, so now, what's the next number here? 15. We're adding 4. What's the next number? So on and so forth. Any questions about that? Any questions about recursive? Recursive is any formula or equation where you have to use the previous number to get the next. You can't just substitute a number. If I want to find the 100th number, I'd have to do this 100 times. Got it? Okay. Explicit. This is where you can substitute to get an answer. And one of the different types there is even a linear function. Let's do all of these are linear, sorry. Slope intercept form. Let's do y is equal to 2x plus, give me another starting number, 8. That's fine. This is explicit. If I want to find the 7th number in the list, then I substitute 7. Okay? All right, so let's start the pattern. My 0 number is this number right here. This is the number that's given. So they actually gave me the 0 number. I'm going to draw a table for this. My 0 number is 8. What's my first number? What comes after 8? What is it going up by? What is it? Nope.
2.
It's going up by 2. So what's the next number?
10.
10. Good job. What's the next number? 12. What's the next number?
14.
What's the next number?
16.
If I wanted to figure out what the 20th number is, what the 20th term is, I substitute 20 in the place of x. So this is going to be y is equal to 2 times 20 plus 8. What would be the 20th number in this list? 48. Any questions about that? Okay. All right, let's do another one. It's still in slope intercept form, but I'm gonna show you what it could look like. Instead of, give me another letter besides T. H. Okay, somebody said H. So let's do H of N. Looks weird, but it's the same concept. H of N is equal to, let's do, I already used the number 5. Give me another number I hadn't used. 7. So we got 7. We use an N. 7N. Want to do minus or plus? Minus. Let's do minus. Okay, minus 3. This is explicit because if I want to find the 5th number in the list, all I'm doing is plugging in 5. Okay, so let's make a table for this. It gave you the 0 number in the list. Okay? What is the 0 number in the list? The starting number. Somebody said it. -3. Good job, babe. What would be the next number in the list? 4. How do you know it's 4? You're adding 7. What's the next number in the list? 11. How do you know it's 11? You're adding 7. The slope is 7. The common difference is 7. What's the third number in the list?
18.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
18.
18. And so on and so forth. If I wanted to find, give me a number to find, y'all.
30.
The 30th number in the list. If I want to find the 30th term, I substitute 30 into this equation. So I'm going to substitute 30 here. So this is going to be H of N or H of 30. However I want to write it is fine. It's equal to 7 times 30 minus 3. I need more space. Use your calc. Say again, baby. Minus 3, yes. I'm sorry.
227.
So 7 minus 30. I'm sorry, times 30. What I say? Minus 3. All right, what does that give you?
207.
200 what?
7.
207.
Yes.
Okay. So H of 30 is equal to 207. That's the 30th number in the list. Any questions about that? It's not too shabby, right? You can really do this. It's not that bad. All right, the paper that I gave you, please put your name on the paper. I do want you to do this with the people that are at your table. See what y'all come up with.
I got a bunch of packages with.
You didn't get one?
And my mom bought a piece of it.
I'm gonna make this into a table so you can see it and it makes more sense, I guess. We got X and we got Y. It's giving you the first number in the list. That's X. So what the first number in the list is 0. What's going to be the second number? What are they doing every single time to get the next number? They're adding 6. So what's this going to be? 6. What's the third number going to be? What's the fourth number going to be? Say again. This is my answer, right? First 4 terms. You got it? Well, all of them is the answer because it's asking for the first 4 terms. Any questions about that? Okay. Yes, baby, go ahead. I'm sorry.
If it's minus, do we like go back, like do we take it away?
If what's a minus?
If it's like Tn equals Tn minus 4.
That's right. You're subtracting them.
But in the example, we didn't. In the example of subtraction, we added them.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Oh, I got it wrong.
No, we didn't. All right. Keep going. Shh. All right. I need you to take out your calculator real quick so I can show you how to do recursive in the calculator. Shh. Please pay attention to this. This is how we mess up and we don't use that calculator. Be like, when did you show me that? Because you was in the twilight zone when I went over it. Shh. All right, here we go. Okay, so and when you're doing recursive in the calculator, please let's clear it first. 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. So when you're doing recursive, let's clear the calculator first. Now you're going to start with the number that they start with. So I'm going to do the second one right here. Okay. Oh, actually, let me go back and do the first one. I'm going to do the first number they started off with was 0. So I'm going to type in 0 and enter. Now 0 is stored as the first number. Any questions? So now I'm going to do the recursive. I'm going to do whatever this right here is in the calculator is going to be the answer. Answer in the calculator is right here in yellow. So press 2nd and yellow. That's like saying your now number. So my answer, I'm going to take all of my answers and I'm going to add 6 to it. So now I'm going to put plus 6. And now I'm going to press enter. And what do I get? And press enter again. What do I get? And press enter again. What do I get? And it's going to keep going over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so if you need the 50th number, you press this 50 times. If you need the 7th number, you press this 7 times. Any questions? Anybody lost? Okay. All right, so now let's do this next one. See what you got here. We started with the first number in the list. So my X value is 1. What is that first number? -4. What am I doing every single time to get the next number? I'm adding 2 to it. So my second number in the list is what? It's -2. My third number in the list is what? 0. My fourth number in the list is what? 2. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay. Let's type it in the calculator. Let's clear our calculator. 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. So now we're going to type in our first number. Anthony, y'all, please listen. We're going to type in the first number. What is the first number that they gave me? So type in -4 and press enter. It stores that as my first number. So now I'm going to take all my answers, that's second and the negative sign, and what am I going to do to all my answers to get the next answer? I'm going to add 2 to it. So now when I press enter, this is the second number, third number, fourth number, so on and so forth. Any questions? Okay. Let's do number. Rosalind, you okay, baby? Okay. All right, let's do this next one. It gave you the first number. That means X is starting with the first number. What is the first number? 8. What's the second number?
4.
4. What's the third number?
0.
What's the fourth number?
4.
Raise your hand if you got that right. Oh, sorry. -4. Sorry, y'all. Raise your hand. All right, good. Okay, I'm gonna let you do the other ones because some of you raise your hand if you're lost. That way I'll know who I'm gonna help. Okay. Well, she's been in Twilight Zone. I expect that. I'll help you in a minute, okay, Twilighter? You too, Twilighter? You need help? You was listening. I can't say that about you. You need help also? Okay. All right. All right, I'm gonna help those folks. Let me she was thinking. Let me explain this part. We're gonna write explicit and recursive for each of these. Okay. So let's do recursive first. All right, so what did we start off with? What's the first number in the list? So we want to use T or another letter.
Like T.
That looks weird. B. So B sub 1 is equal to a -4. Okay? I wouldn't use X and Y. Stay away from those because that looks weird. So I would stay away from those. All right, so now what am I going to do to each? I'm going to say B sub n is equal to, what are we doing every single time? Oh, let me see. You said what now? B sub n minus 1, and we're doing what every time? -2. That's recursive. Okay? Now, let's do explicit. That's where you can plug it in and get an answer. Okay? All right, so let's do it. We got, you want to use B again? Okay. What'd you say?
You say
A. Okay, so let's do A sub n is equal to, okay? And what's the slope here? What are we going up by every time? So we got -2n, and then what are we doing? What's the starting number? -4. It's the first number though. So we gotta say n minus 1. Sorry. Why do you think Miss Reyes is saying n minus 1? This is the first number, not the zero number. Okay. And then what's the first number is -4. This is our explicit. Okay. So see if you can do B on your own. And then I'll check that here in a minute. See if you can do B on your own. I'm gonna pause for the call. See if you can do B. Somebody said they needed help with that was you, right?